Hi there, you bunch of Wind Wakers. My name is Nassim, and I've been avidly studying Yasuo for months through the Summer School subreddit, the Yasuo main subreddit, and a bunch of high elo streams, as well as a whole lot of ranked games. I acquired a certain knowledge, the results of which I would like to share with you. While working on a general Yasuo laning guide, I thought of making a more specific matchup guide to help me make sure that I'm not forgetting any relevant factor that should be talked about in that video. Quick overview: 29 attack speed and armor runes, 18-0-12 masteries, exhaust. I will first go over the lane's power dynamic as a general outline before delving into the nitty-gritty. Level 1 is Yasuo's advantage, level 2 is skill reliant. If you shove too hard with your Q harass, you won't have enough safe room to dash around at level 2 for harass / all-ins, whereas Zed will always have liberty to WQ from range. Level 3 he gets his all-in combo, whereas you got yours at level 2. So his transition to level 3 is much more beneficial to him than it is to you in terms of all-ins, but gaining your wall is a better gain in terms of long-term laning, as it allows you to effectively negate his entire harass pattern. Free level 6, you are even. Don't overstep your bounds, as minions are OP early, and for you to do damage, you have to get close to his minions, whereas he doesn't thanks to his shadow range. Level 6 power spike, his advantage. Assuming neither of you backed, you should both be sitting around half HP. He has the raw damage to take you out, so you will have to flash his E, wall his Q, and also exhaust him during his ult. Hopefully he will mess up somehow, if not, be wary. Post first back. As you'll have seen in my general Yasuo laning guide, past first back is Yasuo's weakest phase. Most first backs provide people with serrated dirks or AP items that are just better than a bunch of daggers, or even a Zeal. Zeal is 1300 gold, whereas Dirk is 1100 gold, and in terms of early laning, Dirk is actually better than Zeal. The good news is, you should be getting your exhaust again soon around this stage of the game, especially if you're running Insight as recommended. You will also be able to play safe and farm up for your Phantom Dancer. Unfortunately, most times you should aim to be prepared for the worst, and sometimes Zed will get a lucky roam or something and will finish his moves before your Phantom Dancer. Do not fight until you have your Phantom Dancer completed. To recap, level 1 Yasuo, level 2 Yasuo but kind of even, level 3 even, pre-level 6 even, level 6 Zed, post first back Zed, first item power spike Yasuo, Phantom Dancer is 2550 gold, while Youmuu's Ghostblade is 3200 gold. Theory and rules out of the way, let's talk practicalities, how to actually play the lane. Zed is melee, and as we'll be covering in the general Yasuo laning guide, you should start Q against melee characters that are prone to early harass. The harass pattern is Q, or sometimes auto Q, or Q auto, for every time the enemy auto attacks a minion. Level 1 is definitely to Yasuo's advantage, better harass and better all-in. Level 2, Yasuo has a better all-in, but Zed has a safer, more effective harass with WQ. The key though is that W will have a 22-second cooldown, unless Zed is running CDR blue, since you are not a magic damage matchup for him to run MR blue. Since we cannot reliably keep track of our opponent's cooldowns, we often round down. I give myself a 10-second window to punish 20-second cooldowns because you never know. Also, as we mentioned in the general laning guide, cooldowns will never be the only variable to be taken into account before going in for a trade. So, the way the lane is played up until level 2 is harass with Q, then EQ once his W is down since he'll have no way to retaliate trades. Level 3 though, he gets all of his abilities and you're now on equal footing. This is where Sono spells and starting items start mattering. Yasuo runs Doran's Blade, meaning he has a great level 1 through 3 when it comes to all-ins with the extra health and AD, but Zed runs the longsword and 3 pots, meaning that past level 4 he will have more HP than you if you took too many trades. In matchups where the opponent has more sustain than you in between trades like Tryndamere and Aatrox, even trades become effectively bad trades because you end up with less HP than your vis-a-vis in the long run. So, if you are not running Ignite, you have no reason to take what I call even trades. Trades where both of you take damage, and here is why. Trading serves two purposes in lane. 1. Dwindle the enemy's health to get them in kill range, or 2. Deter them from killing you because you have more HP than them. Against Zed, you will be running exhaust, so taking damage back when dealing damage means that your HP pool is slowly but surely approaching his kill range. Azo explains this in this video. So, since you're running Ignite, your lane philosophy shouldn't be that of a killing laner like Renekton or Zed, who will not care about damage taken as long as they damage your opponent. Instead, you will want to harass Zed so that he finds himself unable to kill you due to the HP disparity. Anyway, that's up to level 5. Level 6, his ult coupled with Ignite makes it easier for him to kill you than you to kill him with your own ult and exhaust. So focus on remaining healthy and safe and only abusing his cooldowns, never going in for even trades. Past first back, he definitely has the advantage, like every other matchup you will ever face. So farm up until you get your core rush first purchase, at which point, like in every other matchup you will ever face, you will officially be stronger than your opponent. It is my honest opinion that once PD is completed, and assuming you wall at least one of Jed's shurikens, he cannot 1v1 you at equal gold and XP. Playstyle. I'm a follower of the fervor school, although my guys will assume that you are running it unless otherwise specified. Running Warlords basically yells, I am not going to fully use Yasuo's pre-first back supremacy on the Rift, and will instead focus on passively farming up and sustaining in between trades to carry the late game team fights. Most early and mid game shenanigans I will be talking about in my videos will almost require fervor for them to work, as you will be surviving with such little HP that not having that extra damage will mean not surviving at all. If you haven't seen Scrap Computer's videos, here's how mid lane can be seen to work with his stance theory. You will never fail to take a more passive approach to Yasuo's laning. After all, most guides back in the day recommended that you played safe until you reach your power spike rush item, which was static ship, before even trying anything in lane. But times have changed and we have new keystones at our disposal, and we can assume that some players out there are actually not bad at what they do. So, you definitely can shove, farm a jungle camp, rinse, repeat, but as will be outlined in the general laning guide, I will most often recommend freezing at your turret, especially mid. Playing level 1 passively will let the minion wave shove towards you and make you hit level 3 first near your own turret, leaving you with an entire lane's length to run your puny mage of an opponent down. This can also work against assassins as they are weakest level 1 through 3. So this is how the flowchart goes. Harass level 1 with Q and autos, it will push towards them, they will hit level 3 first. Do this if you are confident that the jungler will not gank, that you will receive a counter gank, or that you can harass the laner so much that if the jungler does gank, you can take them on 1v1 while the enemy mid is scared to come in because they can easily die. This assumes jungler started blue side, as red buffed junglers are kind of scary early, but so are your minions. Yasuo is great at getting first bloods and even double kills by fighting in his minion wave through level 2 or 3 to 6. Zed is no exception, but these are fringe cases. Basically, I recommend making use of Yasuo's Greats level 1 and 2 to gain dominance in the lane, as they are super oppressive. Now, onto the cool stuffs. Throw a tornado towards Zed's shadow. LeBlanc players and Zed players often press W as soon as a skill shot is thrown without waiting to see which direction it's going. Probability of them falling victim to this remains high up until Diamond 3. You can, of course, find silver players that will not fall victim to this, so make sure to always evaluate your opposing laner. Like in the Fiora matchup guide, sometimes you will want to hold your Q after Eing on her because she parries instantly, but sometimes she will hold it and you will be EQing instantly. Matchups often become mind games at a certain level of competency. Same with Zed. Walling instantly is never recommended as they can bait it out with W, and since their own W has a shorter cooldown, they can go all in on you once it is up, while your wall is still down. Now onto the boring stuff. This guide was written with the following setup in mind: 29 attack speed in runes with armor yellows and scaling MR blues, 18-0-12 in masteries allows you to get fervor and grace sustain in lane, and the resolve tree scales really well into the late game and also gives you grace sustain in lane. Getting 12 in Cunning is also great in close clutch skill matchups such as Zed, and in the clips you've seen during this video, Dangerous Game allowed me to get some pretty close kills. So here again, it's preference depending on your playstyle. These masteries are all up to you to decide. Build-wise, if you're scared after giving Curse Blood, going for cloth armor might help. In the good old days where Triforce used to give crit, I'd recommend going Phage first back, no matter what, as opposed to X-Drinker versus AP matchups. But those days are over, and I can't recommend going Pickaxe first back like most guides because I'd rather gain survivability somehow, and if not, I'd rather not waste any time off my core rush item. Tabi is good against scary AD matchups, and are the default if no hard CC is on the table. Tabi coupled with QSS means that Merc Treads can be an absolute pickup in most standard cases. This concludes this Zed guide. I hope you liked it. Tell me what I can improve on in the comments and what you liked and didn't like. This is my first ever real video, so be nice, and give the videos all the likes and dislikes, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be doing all types of videos related to Yasuo and related to playing the solo lanes, independent of Yasuo, and a lot more, so yeah, just stay tuned. Bye!